Good morning, children. Today we are here to learn a new poem number 4, that is Sonnet, written by Turudat. Okay, so Turudat, she was born on March 4th, 1856 in Kolkata. She was a Bengali translator and a poet from the Indian subcontinent who wrote in English and French. She died on 30th of August 1877 in Kolkata. Sonnet. Okay. Do you have a park in your town? Has it trees, plants, and bushes? Or more space is given to lawns? What do you think a park must have? Trees or lawns? Which looks more beautiful? Why? Okay. I will come to you after some time to explain the park. Right? In this poem, Torudat, she describes the beauty of the garden around her bungalow. Let's read the poem. A sea of foliage girds our garden round, but not a sea of dull unvaried green. Sharp contrasts of all colors here are seen. The light green, graceful tamarinds abound. Amid the mango clumps of green profound, and palms arise like pillars grey between, and o'er the quiet pools the Similes lean. Red and startling like a trumpet's sound, but nothing can be lovelier than the ranges of bamboos to the eastward, when the moon looks through their gaps, and the white lotus changes into a cup of silver, one might swoon. Drunken with beauty, then, or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. Poem, it is written by Toru Dutt. Before going to the poem, let's read the meanings of this poem. Foliage, leaves, especially growing leaves, all the leaves on a particular plant or tree. Sea of foliage, a stretch of foliage as vast as the sea. So here, a sea of foliage, according to the poem, it refers to a stretch of foliage as vast as the sea. Profound, the meaning of profound is deep. Clump, a group of trees, plants, bushes, etc., growing together. Amaze, great wonder. Amaze is nothing but great wonder or surprise. In this poem, we came across three similes and three metaphors. Then, what do you mean by a simile? A simile is a figure of speech. Okay, it is a figure of speech where you compare one thing with the another. Where you compare one thing with the another using the words like and as. Here in simile, we use the words like and as to compare one thing with the another. Okay, whereas in metaphors, we compare one thing with the another, which is here in metaphor we are having a hidden comparison between the things. Here we compare two things. Okay, it is nothing but a hidden comparison between two things, right? Without using the word like or as. Without using the word like or as, we directly compare one thing with the another without using the word like or as. That is called metaphor. In this lesson, we come across three similes. So let's see. First one, and palms arise like pillars grey. So I say that the word like is used here. So therefore it is a simile. Red, red, and startling like a trumpet sound. See again the word like is here. So therefore it is also a simile, we can say. And lotus looks like a silver cup. So this is also a simile. So metaphor. So as I told you that in metaphor there is a hidden comparison between two things. Okay, without using the word like or as. So first one is sea of foliage. So the poet directly he compares a sea to a foliage without using like or as. Okay, sea of dull unvaried green. This is the second. And third one, quiet pools. Quiet pools. Now let's go to the poem. What must a park have? So this is the question asked by the poet to you children. And according to you, what a park must have? Okay, first thing is that it should have the grassland. We can also call it as lawn. Okay, and the same time there should be a lot of trees in the garden. And here in this picture you can see the people engaged in various activities, okay, under the cool shade of the trees. And it looks beautiful to see the trees of different colors in a garden, okay, and that makes you happy. And you at the same time when you go to the garden we can see chirping of birds, okay, that makes our mind feel relaxed, calm and cool, okay. So therefore, and finally, what a garden must have? A garden must have trees and lawns. Trees and lawns, okay. In the first line, a sea of foliage girds our garden round. Here Torudat compares her garden foliage to a sea. She says that foliage of our garden is as vast as sea and as large as the sea. So this is the foliage of our garden, right? And then this is the sea here. She compares her foliage of the garden to a sea which is large and vast in size, okay. And in second line there is a here see here there is a comparison is comparing the foliage of our garden to a sea. In the second line, but not a sea of dull unvaried green. In this second line she says that the foliage of our garden is as vast as sea and as large as a sea, but not like the color of the sea, which is little dull, she mean to say that in size and vastness, the foliage of our garden is as vast as the sea, but when it comes to the color, the color of our foliage or the color of the garden foliage does not match with the color of the sea seashells. In the third line, sharp contrast of all colors here are seen. So in this line, here she says that her garden is filled with the variety of colors and all kinds of trees and flowers in different colors are found here. No doubt you can see in this picture you can see this, what do you call that, the foliage are different in color here. It is looking very colorful, Okay, it is not like the color of the sea. But here varieties of color are seen to be here. Okay, and it looks very beautiful to see such a view here. This is another view. Okay, that is the reason she is telling that um, her garden has a variety of colors, and it makes her garden very beautiful. Okay, whereas the sea, it is moving constant in the same color, right? In the fourth and the fifth line, she says her garden has plenty of light green tamarinds and the bunches of mangoes which are deep in color. Okay, she's she says that her garden has plenty of light green tamarinds, and the clumps of mangoes which are deep green in color, right? And in sixth line, so she mean to say that the color of these light green tamarind and deep green mangoes, they to make the garden very beautiful. They to contribute uh, her garden foliages to look beautiful. In the sixth line, and palms arise like pillars grey between. Here, Torudat, she says that the palm trees, which is having grey pillar, is found between the green tamarinds and the mango clumps. She is telling that the clumps of mangoes, or the bunches of the mangoes and the bunches of the tamarinds, are found are found. Okay, and in between these tamarinds and mangoes, a palm tree lies there. Okay, the topmost branches and leaves of the palm tree are green in color, whereas its pillar is gray in color, where its pillar is gray in color. Okay, that is the reason she is telling that. And palms arise like pillars grey between. She says that the palm trees arise like pillars grey. She is referring the pillar of the palm tree to be a pillars grey. Okay, uh, right. See, what is the meaning of pillar? A tall vertical structure of stone, wood, or metal used as a support for building or an ornament or monument, we can say. Right? In the seventh line, and over the quiet pools, the Similes lean. So here, see, this is the simile tree. This is the simile. She says that the simile trees lean over the quiet pool in her garden, or we can say that the simile trees lean. Lean is nothing but they bend over the quiet pools in her garden. See, this is the simile tree. Okay, and you can see here the quiet pool in the poet's garden. Okay, so here the simile trees bend over the quiet pool of the poet. Next, in the eighth line, red and startling like a trumpet sound. Here, according to this line, here Torudat compares the simile flowers red in color to a trumpet sound. To a trumpet sound. She is comparing the simile flowers to a trumpet. How? She says that when the winds blow, when the winds blow, the simile flowers makes noises or produces music. When the winds blow, the simul flowers makes noises or produces music. Okay. Therefore, she is comparing the simul flower noises to a trumpet sound. To a trumpet sound. Trumpet is nothing but a musical instrument. See, here is the comparison between two things. She is comparing the simul flowers, which when the wind blows, they make the noises or produces the music. Okay, and she is referring that music of the simul flowers to a trumpet sound, or the music of the trumpet. So here in the lines 9 to 12, but nothing can be lovelier than the ranges of bamboos to the eastward. When the moon looks through their gaps and the white little lotus changes into a cup of silver, one might swoon. One might swoon. So here you can see the bamboos. Okay. See, she mean to say that the ranges of bamboos are grown towards the eastern side of her garden. Okay. And here the moon shines through the gaps. The moon shines through the gaps of the bamboos. Okay. The moon, she says, the beautiful scene in her garden is the ranges of bamboos growing to the eastern side. When the moon shines through the gaps of the bamboos, when the moon shines through the gaps of the bamboos, the white lotus flower looks like a cup of silver. Okay, looks like a cup of silver, or looks like a silver cup. It looks like a silver cup. Okay, that means she is referring this lotus flower to a white lotus flower to a silver cup, or to a cup of silver, we can say that. Okay. Further, she says that this scene is so enchanting that people who see this view might faint in extreme emotions. People might faint in extreme emotions on seeing this scene. Okay. So, and further she says that this scene in the garden makes her garden look very beautiful. So here is a comparison. You can see this white lotus flower which has turned into a silver cup. Okay, she has described it nicely. And the last two lines, we are in the last two lines here. Drunken with beauty then, or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. Here Torudat compares her garden to a garden of Eden. She compares her garden to a garden of Eden. She says that her garden looks like the garden of Eden, which was created for Adam and Eve. Which was created for Adam and Eve. It is the first garden on the earth. It is the first garden on the earth that was created for Adam and Eve. In Christian scriptures, we call them as Adam and Eve, whereas in Islamic scriptures, we call them as Dada Adam alayhi salatu wassalam and Dadi Hawa alayhi salatu wassalam. Okay, and in Hinduism, we say Parusharam and Eve. Parusharam and Eve, or Parusharam and Parvati, we can say. So they are said to be the father of the human beings. They are said to be the father of our human beings, and in fact, we can say that we human beings belong to the tribe of Adam and Eve. We human beings, we belong to the tribe of Adam and Eve. Okay. Further, she says that her garden is so enchanting, or we can say that the scene of her garden is so lovely and enchanting that one should visit her garden again and again to see the drunken beauty of her garden, to see the drunken beauty of her garden, which help one to get lost in the beauty of nature, which helps one to get lost in the beauty of nature. She mean to say that you can get relief from stress, okay, and you can feel very happy in the garden of Eden. Okay, this is the poem. Children, what you have to do is you have to learn this poem, sonnet, 14 line poem, understood, and you have to answer first four questions of this poem. Thank you.